The train station in Nirmapur had always been a noisy place, clattering wheels, hawkers shouting over each other, tired people chasing time. But in one quiet corner of Platform 3, where rust gathered on the bolts of forgotten benches and cats fought for leftover scraps, a child lay wrapped in a tattered shawl. She couldn't have been older than 2. She didn't cry. She just looked around with wide, silent eyes that mirrored the cold dark tracks, waiting for someone who would never come back. No one knew who had left her there. The tea vendor, Chotu, said he noticed her around dawn, curled against a steel pillar with nothing but a plastic bottle beside her. A cleaner swore she wasn't there the night before. The shawl was old but clean. A faded teddy bear was sewn onto the corner. Inside its frayed pocket was a note, scribbled in pencil on a torn biscuit box. She is a good girl. Her name is Anya. Please take care of her. But no one took her. Not at first. By evening, the police arrived and took the girl to the local child welfare office. She didn't resist. She didn't talk either. The officers named her no one in the paperwork because she wouldn't say anything and the note was too smudged to read clearly. She was moved to the Suraksha Children's Home, a government-run orphanage on the outskirts of the city. It smelled of bleach and old metal. Paint peeled off the walls like dried skin. There were 28 children already and only 4 adults to care for them. They gave her a bed, a steel plate, and a uniform 2 sizes too big. The girl didn't speak. Not in words. But she watched everything, faces, movements, voices. When other children screamed or cried, she blinked slowly, as if recording it all. Her quietness disturbed some of the staff. She's strange, they'd say. Maybe something's wrong with her. But Meena Madam, one of the few caretakers with a heart still intact, disagreed. She's not broken, she said one day, brushing the child's tangled hair. She's waiting. Weeks turned into months. The girl, now officially registered as Anya, unknown surname, began to form a routine. She ate alone. She slept facing the wall. She played by herself with bottle caps and broken crayons. When it rained, she would stand by the barred windows, staring out at the muddy courtyard as if hoping someone would appear through the downpour to claim her. She never cried. Not once. Most children who came to Suraksha eventually cried, after nightmares, punishments, or reminders of what they'd lost. But Anya never shed a tear. By the time she turned 4, the government tried placing her with 2 different foster families. Both returned her within a week. She's too quiet. Doesn't bond. She just stares. Doesn't talk. It's creepy. She hides food under the bed like she expects us to starve her. They gave up trying after that. By 6, Anya could read simple Hindi and English, learned from stolen glances during classroom time. She spoke in whispers when she had to, but rarely more than 2 or 3 words. One day, a new girl named Rukmini was brought into the home, kicking and screaming. She had been found in a garbage bin behind a temple. Rukmini was loud, angry, and broken in the most obvious ways. The staff separated her from the others, worried she'd start fights. But that night, when everyone slept, Anya crawled onto Rukmini's mat with a half-eaten chapati. She offered it silently. Rukmini stared at her, confused. Why? Anya only said one word, hungry? Rukmini nodded. And from then on, the 2 were inseparable.
The 2 girls drawing together with broken crayons on cement floor.
They shared food, stories, dreams, and scars. Rukmini told her about her mother, how she drank and hit her. Anya never shared her past. She didn't remember it. Not really. Only a blur of colors and smells. A yellow dupatta. The rattle of a train. The sound of a lullaby with no lyrics. But she remembered the waiting. And the cold. At 9, Anya's world changed again. A documentary filmmaker named Isha Rao came to shoot a feature on child welfare in India. She interviewed the staff and some of the older children. Mina Madam introduced her to Anya, who stood silently beside a chipped wall, holding a paper crane she had folded from a page of an old workbook. She doesn't say much, Mina said. But she listens better than most adults I know. Isha crouched down to Anya's level. Can I ask who taught you origami? Anya didn't reply, but handed her the crane. It was imperfect, creased in the wrong places, but delicate. Thank you, Isha whispered. The next day, Isha returned with a small notebook and colored pens. She handed them to Anya. Draw anything you want. Over the next few days, Anya drew feverishly. Not stick figures or smiley faces like other children. She drew rooms, familiar ones. A train station. A woman with a yellow scarf. A pillar with a teddy bear hanging from a nail. When Isha showed these drawings to a forensic psychologist she worked with, the woman said, "This child remembers. Her mind is trying to rebuild the day she was left." Isha couldn't sleep for days. But then, from a grainy recording dated March 17, 4:51 a.m., she saw her. A young woman, no older than 20, walking quickly across platform 3. She wore a yellow dupatta. In her arms, a baby wrapped in a shawl with a teddy bear on it. She paused near the steel pillar, kissed the child, and placed her down. Then she ran. The camera caught her face, blurry but identifiable. Isha traced her. Her name was Kavitha, a garment worker who had disappeared months after the incident. Her body was found in a lake, ruled a suicide. No family came forward. Anya had no one. Except herself. At 12, Anya began writing. She filled notebooks with thoughts, dreams, letters to a mother she never knew. In one, she wrote, "I don't know if you loved me. But you left me warm. You gave me a name. You didn't throw me away like garbage. That's something. That's not nothing." She showed it to Mina Madam, who wept silently while reading it. By 13, Anya began tutoring younger kids in the shelter. She was patient, kind, but distant. She rarely smiled unless Rukmini made her laugh, which she often did with exaggerated stories and terrible impressions. At 15, Isha returned. She had kept in touch over the years, sending books, letters, birthday gifts. But this time, she had something more. "I'm adopting you," she said. Anya froze. "I know you're old enough to say no. But I want you in my family. Not because I pity you. But because you are brilliant, brave, and mine if you'll let me be yours." Anya looked at her with that same deep stare she had on platform 3. Then she whispered, "Okay."
Teary farewell hug between Anya and Rukmini before adoption.
Adoption at that age was rare. But the paperwork went through. The officials trusted Isha. And Anya. Anya had started trusting her, too. She moved to Delhi with Isha. It was a whirlwind, new home, new school, new identity. At first she struggled. She wasn't used to affection, without conditions. She'd flinch at raised voices, hide food in her pillowcase, wake up thinking she was back in the shelter. But slowly, the walls came down.
She started painting. Bright, messy, bold. She painted her past and her future. She painted the station and the pillar. She painted a woman in a yellow dupatta walking away from the camera, and another walking toward it, with arms open. At 17, she spoke at a national conference on child abandonment and foster care. She stood tall on stage, voice steady, hair tied back with a red ribbon Rukmini had sent her by mail. "My name is Anya. I was once called no one. But I know now, I was always someone." Rukmini arriving to visit, older now, still with her bold grin. Years later, Anya became a counselor for abandoned and orphaned children. She opened a home in Dharampur, not far from Platform 3. She named it the Teddy Bear House. On the front wall, painted by the children themselves, were two figures, one walking away, and another waiting. And beneath it, in bold letters, every child is someone. No one is no one.